Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and I am standing outside a very unique 1946 rammed earth built house. And it's a very cool, interesting house. It's for sale right now for $725,000. I had never even heard of this type of construction, and I came to see the house just because it looked like a very interesting house, very unique floor plan and architecture. And when I was inside, they had all this documentation and really interesting stuff on the construction of the home back in the day. So we'll show you some of that. We'll show you what the house looks like inside. We'll talk about why I think it's such a neat house, and I think it will speak for itself as well. And it is in really good shape. Has a couple weird things, but most houses do. But I think a lot of money was spent on this house, making it really nice, and it's very unique. So this is when you first walk in the front door, and they did use some really upgraded fixtures. All the windows are new, and there's so many windows. And as a house remodeler myself, I always marvel at how much people are spending when they do windows and remodels like this, because I know it's very expensive, although hopefully maybe they did it a few years ago before prices skyrocketed after COVID. But houses from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, you see some really interesting ones like this, but most of them were pretty cookie cutter, pretty small, pretty basic, but once in a while you see some really cool custom ones like this, and some really unique features. So this one almost has kind of a Frank Lloyd Wright vibe with the architecture, kind of a mid-century modern, the roof lines, things like that. You can see it did have some copper water lines that went along the ceiling, which was a little odd, but besides that, this house was really cool. It has the living room, open kitchen, very open floor plan, and so it'd be interesting to know, back in the day, probably had a little different layout. Things probably weren't quite this open. That was rare back in the day, but I think it works right now. Now, I also showed a house literally 2 houses down from this one in the same neighborhood. This is Alice Acres in Greeley, Colorado, if you're wondering what the neighborhood is. And it was built really similarly. Like, from the outside, looked almost the same, but it was about half the size and only had 1, maybe 2 bedrooms. This one is a lot more functional, although that one was really cool as well. This one is just a lot better, just with the size and functionality of it. So I did not know all this was here, but this is kind of cool. They had the documentation and pictures from, obviously probably 1946, maybe 1945, not sure the exact dates of when it was built. And really cool. I'm not sure if that was this house or if that's a neighboring house. Gosh, it almost looks like the other one a little bit. Maybe they both were built with this building style, because like I said, the feel is almost the same. I think it's got to be the same architect and same designer. But and there's the neighborhood, and still have some flyers from the lots being sold. That was pretty cool to see. $800 to $1,500 for lots, and that was actually probably pretty expensive back in the day. These are 1-acre lots, like I said, pretty neat neighborhood. And then this was just all the information on the rammed earth style of building. And again, more pictures of the construction. Very cool. They kept all this. And I think one of the reasons they kept it all, you have the Alice Acres neighborhood again, is they had articles and quite a bit of publicity about the construction of this house because it was pretty unique. So basically, I think what they did is they took local soil, sifted through it, mixed it up, and then used like hydraulic machines to stamp the dirt down, to just pound it down into forms, and made very thick, strong, probably incredibly well insulated walls. And I'm sure this place holds heat like no other and keeps the cold out, and the opposite in the winter or summer because the walls, we'll show you, are probably 12 to 18 inches thick. So hopefully you're not ever planning to take out or do any structural work on the property. Yeah, so very unique. And what's interesting too is I just posted a short on 3D Home in Greeley, Colorado, that's having some massive struggles and problems right now, which is also a very unique construction style. And this was maybe another one of those unique construction styles that didn't take hold. I imagine it was incredibly labor intensive and took some time to make all that work. And that's why, you don't see too many of them. But pretty cool house right now. All right, so like I said, the layout is extremely similar to the other one. It had a bathroom right here, and then a bedroom next to it, but this one's just expanded with a few more rooms. And like I said, they did some really nice things with the remodel, fixtures, materials. They probably spent quite a bit of money. Hot water heat system, and then you can kind of see the walls a little bit, how thick those are, and they are just solid. Those are not going anywhere. No basement. So basements are very common in Colorado in our area, but the other one did not have a basement either, and I don't know if that's just because of the style of construction or, design choices, who knows. But it had over 3,000 square feet on the main floor, and there are built-ins everywhere. So many built-ins, and massive amounts. And then you have another bath here. So one weird thing, and this was kind of the thing with that other one I saw too, is that it doesn't have a true master bathroom. It's got these two bathrooms right next to each other, but as you can see, they both go into the hallway. And like I said, in 1946, I don't know if you really had the idea of master bathrooms, just, shared bathrooms, but like I said, there are built-ins everywhere. And I wonder too, I'm sure when they first built it, it was all kind of wood and not white. And I'm a fan of original woodwork, especially from, older houses. I just think it's really cool. So it'd be interesting what this would look like if it all had original wood. But it could be in rough shape too. Because I've also seen some of these houses, the mid-century moderns, different ones that have all the wood trim and doors and stuff. And a lot of it doesn't age that well. Whereas maybe like more built-ins everywhere. You get the 1900s to 1910 craftsman style homes. The wood they used for those maybe was more durable, thicker. That always seems to last a little longer and age better. So there could be a reason why they painted everything white and went that route. Obviously, here's one of the bedrooms again. Cool built-ins all over. This had to have, this would cost a fortune to build today. With their construction style, with all the built-ins, the labor that was needed to do all this, all the materials, and this definitely was not common for back then. You saw, like I said, you saw some of these houses once in a while, but pretty rare. Then this must be kind of the master. Again, so many windows, which was also rare back then. And you can see, yes, how thick those walls are. And then maybe that is kind of what all the woodwork looked like, which actually looks pretty good. And just, yes, built-ins everywhere. Oh, those are cool. And the fireplace in here. And I believe, the other side of that had a fireplace to the living room. Again, anywhere they could. You've got closets and more built-ins. Those are really cool drawers. I like those. If you happen to hear weird noises in the background, my HVAC guys are fixing some vents in my office above me that had some issues. So as a real estate investor and property owner, that's what happens constantly all the time is repair work. But in the long run, it's worth it. All right. So this was kind of odd too. So this, they may have been calling this a bedroom, but legally it's not a bedroom because there's no window to the exterior. There's a window to the hallway, but that wouldn't count. So it's more like an office. Now, there's another kind of weird storage room right here, also without any windows. But remember this room, and I might walk through it here again, because if you really wanted your own master suite, I think that room could possibly work. And maybe even this room if you wanted to go crazy and make it a closet. It might be pretty cool. All right, and then we've got kind of this breezeway. Of course, yes, more built-ins all over. And the other house had this too, and then it had kind of a room on the end, just like this. So I kind of thought the other one might have been an addition, but seeing as how this has the exact same kind of design, I think that was original. And so this is... Does it have a closet? I'm wondering if this is, if they consider, yeah, it does. So this was considered a bedroom too. Has a little closet there. But honestly, you could make this your master and then have a doorway to your right would go into that storage room. And if you really wanted to go crazy, that office could become your closet. And you'd have your own private retreat away from everybody else. That might be pretty cool and kind of make this house work better for someone who really wants that true master bedroom. So if you're wondering why I pause sometimes, Nikki, my project manager, is in here. And so I try not to film her because she hates that. So sometimes I cut out when I accidentally get her. Then here's another room too. So actually, if it's 4 bedrooms, they aren't counting that office as a bedroom. It has 4 real bedrooms plus an office. So yeah, no, it could be, that could really make it nice if you were to add another bathroom, another closet. I don't know how hard that would be with the construction, if the interior walls are like that too, but I think that would really make this quite the property if you were to go just that little bit extra. And then Nikki also pointed out to me that I completely missed the laundry, because that is something you probably want in a house, especially a house like this. And this is right by that office, your washer and dryer kind of in here. So not a ton of space for your laundry, but it does close up nicely so you aren't, seeing it just out in the open anywhere. They also had a garage, which was very, very similar to the other property's garage. And I'll try and link to that other property too. I'm 95% sure I showed it on my main channel, because some of these houses that I see that are really cool, sometimes the agents don't give me permission to show them. And so I'll put those on my members only channel because they're not public. And so I have a few more houses on there I've shown that aren't public because of that. And you've got your sweet Toyota Tercel all-wheel drive, which is a pretty rare car now. But even the structure, sorry, I got distracted by the car, of the garage was so many trusses. I don't know if I showed that on the roof, but a pretty interesting construction there. And then it has a drive-through garage. So it's got garage doors on both sides of that garage. So you could drive through to that road right there or to the interior neighborhood road. This is more of kind of a main road right there. And then that's the sides and the back of the house. Does have kind of a flattish roof, which sometimes can be worrisome depending on how it's built and constructed. And I was being lazy. I didn't want to trek through the backyard and get snow in the house. So I just showed the backyard and the back of the house from here. But it's not decent sized yard. It's over an acre, but most of it's in the front. But I don't think there was anything too crazy I was missing back there. So that's the property. Very cool property. Thank you to the agent for letting me show the video. I was pretty impressed with the work they did in there and the materials and everything used. And like I said, this one's so much better than the other one, but the other one was really cool too. And so we'll link that below if you want to compare the two. And like I said, we try and show cool houses once in a while. If we don't show them here, we usually show them on my members only channel. And of course we show our flips and commercial properties and rentals and businesses and all of those videos here as well. All right, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more soon. Let me know what you think of this one.